Hi guys, welcome back to Hairdryer Treatment. Ladies in Red are back. Feel Good Friday. Nicole's already smiling with a new tattoo. Can I just say, Nick, the tattoo is lovely. I just want to say that. Nick, how you
Thank
doing?
you.
Thanks again for joining us on this Friday night.
I'm good. My youngest baby is 2 today, so it's been good day all round. The weather's been rubbish, but he had a good day. Got my first tattoo, and now I'm with you. So yeah, I'm all good. How are you, mate?
Not bad. I'm glad it's Friday. Definitely glad it's
Yeah.
Friday. It's been a long week. But yeah,
hmm
the weather, like you say, has been dreadful in it. So I'm looking forward to this show. Meg is going to try and join us. She's got a lot on, but she's going to try and join us. But me and Nick are excited to get chatting to you guys in the chat. Get your random questions in as well, because especially me and Nick, we like to have a bit of a chuckle at some of the stuff that you ask us. So yeah, make sure you send
Yeah.
that. But Nick, there's only way that I can start this show because we haven't spoke about it since it happened. But the Cavani goal against Fulham the other night. How did you react to that?
Me, well, like everyone was like, "Can someone check in Nicole?" And like, I don't know, I think I was having palpitations. That goal was as beautiful as him, and like it was just so fitting because the amount of moments that we've always said like that it was missing the Old Trafford crowd. Like I don't know, it was just so fitting for Cavani, just like the contract extension. The fans have come back in, and then he scores a goal like that. Obviously, the result ultimately didn't go our way, but you cannot take that away from him. The goal and then the celebration as well. I don't know, it just sends me weird, but I'm really excited to see more of that next season because we're keeping hold of him for another year. So yeah, it was just done. It's one of them you can just like watch it on a loop. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
one of them goals where you can watch it, rewind it, watch it, rewind it. I don't think I'd ever get bored. But yeah, I have other reasons for that too.
You're right though. That game obviously at home with the fans there. We've said for ages like we hope Cavani signs because we want to see him celebrate in front of the fans. And it was like he had that. And he said like at the start of the game like I want to do something here today. Like obviously that's special, that's memorable to the fans. And he certainly did
Yeah.
that. A lot of people are screaming goal of the season. Is it goal of the season for you, Nick?
It's well and truly up there. I'd say what why not? Do you know what I mean? You don't see them every day.
Yeah, I think the only other one that this season stands out for me is the Bruno one against Newcastle, where it was a little counter attack when Donny was involved in it as well. And then it was Rashford
Yeah.
and he played it out to Bruno on the overlap and he put it
I
top
think we
bin. That
literally said
that
at the
was
time that was just United personified. That was exactly what a United attack should be. So yeah, that's definitely up there. But I'd say Cavani's like will be one in
yeah.
the pot. Yeah.
Definitely. Keith says, hello, ladies. Looking beautiful as always. Thank you, Keith. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Leaving to Zoe. Zoe, I'm good and I hope you are too. Ross said, evening, ladies. Ryan says, evening as well. Love the villa. Said, happy birthday to Ryan. Yeah, I hope you had a
Thank
fantastic
you.
birthday. I'm sure you're
You did.
you're drained as well from entertaining all day. Have you done anything nice today?
Do you know what? Like, weirdly enough, this time last year, his first birthday was in lockdown, but the weather was just stunning. So, like last year, even though we couldn't go anywhere, we could go outside. This year was the opposite. Like, we can go anywhere, but you don't really want to go out because it's raining. But honestly, Ryan is just the most chilled baby going. He had his got his like toy football, got his trucks, and if he's got food, he's happy. So yeah, it's been out. He's had his toys. He's had a nice chill day, and now he's snoozing his little head off. So yeah, happy baby, happy mum. Thank you.
No, pleasure. Ross said Cavani scores a wonder goal and we still don't win. That was going to be my next point. Obviously, that high like Cavani goal, it felt like we were going to go on and score two, three, four, and go on and dominate that game. Just didn't happen. Do you think it's a case where there is a bit of fatigue, Nick, where obviously we're just kind of crawling towards that finish line there at the end of this season? And does that concern you? Because you said that obviously the loss last week, you said I hope it doesn't like trickle into the final. The form isn't good. Does it worry you
Yeah.
that performance?
It does because, like, obviously, like with the last single Premier League game now, it doesn't really matter. I'm not saying that they shouldn't perform, but what I'm saying is we know second is secure. So then that isn't really a big concern. There's nothing there to fight for. When you're going into a final, I don't want to start off like that. I do think fatigue comes into it. Obviously, the congestion of fixtures, but and I don't mean to sound like be a jinx or anything. I don't like us scoring first. I really don't because I'm so used to us conceding. I'm like, it's okay, it's all right. We're going to concede and then we're going to come back. And I don't know, it seems to be the last few games where we've scored first. It doesn't it doesn't bode well, does it? So I'm hoping that we can just flip that on its head and just like final be one of them games where form goes out the window and just lay all your cards on the table and just go all out because after this season, after everything that's happened recently, I think I don't know, but it'd be so good for the fans, so good for the team, so good for the manager. And then obviously seeing Fergie last night out of them all, I think Fergie would have a little smile watching on as well.
Yeah, definitely. I saw Fergie giving some kind words to Bruno Fernandes as well, saying he's been magnificent since he came in, which he has been, to be fair. James has mentioned Wolves. We're going to touch on Wolves in a minute. Obviously, we've got them the weekend, so we are going to discuss that and the Nuno situation. I actually haven't spoken to my dad following it. I've seen a few of his tweets, though, and obviously I have spoken to him prior, but we kind of did see that coming. But it's where he goes now. Obviously, there's a lot of rumours that he could end up at Spurs, so we'll see if that is the case in terms of Nuno. I think it's a feasible thing, but then who's going to go to Wolves? I think that's an interesting one. Who's available? And suitable for them. So yeah, a lot of stuff happening in the football world. A lot of rumours going about today as well. Nick, Ronaldo return. I did a poll on it earlier just to see from United fans, would you actually take him back? Obviously, Cavani signed, so where do you think Ronaldo would fit in if he came back? And guys in the chat, don't get excited. I'm saying a big if. You know what I say? Do not get too sucked in. But the general consensus, to be fair, it wasn't like totally dominant that everyone wanted him back. A lot of people were undecided. I think it's down to his age, and I think it's because of what we said. Where is he going to fit in? I mean, Ronaldo back at Old Trafford. Nick, firstly, do you think it's possible? And two, would you like to see it?
I would be lying if I didn't say it would be magic. We've always had this kind of like romantic thing of like just imagine him coming back and then ending his career at United. But like practically, that's from my heart. From my head, practically, where's he going to fit in? Is it just going to be a situation of kind of, or we'll appease the fans for a little bit, we'll get like a fan favourite back, but long-term longevity, it's not going to enforce the squad. Don't get me wrong, he's a machine, even in his 30s. However, there is football, there is a lifespan for how long they can play for. So my worry is, however much I love Ronaldo and however much like he will always be a red to me, I don't want him or any like significant signing to come in and then for everyone to forget the Glazers out movement. Oh, this is okay. We've got a player in now. Like, yeah, I want the squad to be enforced. I want to be happy and I want to support the team as always. But I hope it doesn't affect that. Well.
We've seen Phil Jones taking corners, to be fair, so it's not the weirdest thing that we've seen.
Never say never.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think romantically, of course, we'd love Ronaldo back. Look, there's no doubt about it, he's still an absolute class player. By the way, I think I've got a ghost because somebody just ragged the shirt from behind me. Someone just said, I like the Cantona shirt, and then it fell. Just saying, that was a bit weird. But yeah, Ronaldo coming back, I actually... Are you scared of like ghosts and anything?
No, I'm not scared. It's just that it's just like things will say I'm on my own here, like when I come off this, so I need to carry on.
Carry on. Ronaldo, I would love him back, but where is he going to fit in? I think that's an interesting one. We'd have to change our system if we're going to accommodate, because obviously Cavani and Ronaldo, two players who would like to play in that central position, and you'd have to think that means Martial is on the way out as well. I mean, where do you see Tony next? He's been injured and stuff. A lot of stuff didn't knew when he was playing. A lot of people felt that he wasn't cutting. Do you feel sorry for him?
Yeah, and like me, I think even when I was criticising him, I think everyone knows I've got a soft spot for Tony, like especially from his debut against Liverpool. I always come back to that moment, but again, it's head and heart. I feel sorry for him in the sense that because he happens to be at this football club, when he has a bad season or he isn't at his best, I think it's just so magnified, and then that can play a part like mentally, and then the more everyone's talking about you. But having said that, at the same time, you need to give it your all every single chance you get. Is there a place for him? It seems to be like when Ole talks about him, like he wants to get him to full fitness, he wants to have that rotation and stuff like that. Obviously, Cavani are only going to get another season out of. I think for me, I know I said like a few months back and stuff like that, if I don't see the best of him anytime soon, or at least the effort, like he's putting the effort in, then he'd be on his way out. But to give him the benefit of the doubt, I would say next season may be the season where that really is the new start or the end for him. I think that would be isn't it? Yeah, exactly. That would be the limit where it'd be like, no, it's not. Doesn't come down to sympathy or anything anymore. It comes down to, do you fit in this? Do you fit in this squad? Yes or no?
Yeah, because obviously you have to say, like Mason Greenwood, in terms of number 9 at the minute, would you say he's higher up in the pecking order than Martial at the moment in time, like in his current form? You'd probably say he is. Yeah. So if Martial, like it's going to be some fight for him to get back, want to replace either Cavani or Greenwood. It's going to be, obviously, you could say Greenwood forced out wide and whatnot, but with Cavani being there, I think that he's got to do something special with Martial to break back into that starting 11, hasn't he?
Yeah, obviously Cavani's got that star quality and that experience. And what gets me really excited about talking about Greenwood is like future-wise, I'd love to see him as that centre forward always. So for him to be playing with Cavani, that gives me tingles a little bit to see like what he's picking up on him. But then at the same time, like you say, where does that leave Martial? But competition can make a player. So
Exactly. And it's a
see.
squad game, isn't it? It's a squad game. How many times this season have we rotated and we've suffered for it? It's good to have some players who are willing to rotate. But is Martial one of these who's willing? And I think that's the thing, isn't it? I think if he's not happy with his situation, you can understand that because he'll want to break into that France squad.
Yeah.
Then obviously it could be the end of it. Like you say, I think next season is make or break if he does stay. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the summer. But we're going to go off topic a little bit. Alex Ferguson obviously has released his little film. All the players went to watch it. It was lovely to see the pictures of him all with Fergie as well. Nick, I'm buzzing to see that. I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah, you know what? Like, it's just take away the film documentary a minute. Like, I remember going back to like when there was no football or anything like that, and I was obviously Sir Alex Ferguson was what's the word, isolating because obviously he's vulnerable with his health issues. Just as a human being, to see him like out and about with players, and then to see like being interviewed and stuff, and so healthy and so happy, that just makes me happy because like I think we take for granted we're always waiting for the next thing, we're always waiting for the next thing to get better, but I don't think we ever sit here and appreciate. Hang on a minute, think about how far we've come. Like 12 months ago or something, I would have loved to be able to say, oh my God, we're seeing the people again, we're seeing, you know, our idols again coming out, and everything is hopefully safer and getting better. So I think first of all we just need to appreciate the moment a bit more. And 2020 and 2021 is definitely time to do that. And obviously, second of all, like, I can't wait to watch it. Fergie it's Sir Alex Ferguson. Do you know what I mean? Fergie time will live forever. Sadly, I don't think there'll ever be another. There might be some that come close. There might be some that get the United way. But we were spoiled, like our generation, mate. We were spoiled to grow up in that era of seeing his Manchester United and just seeing this like just unstoppable man that just like taught us all to dream and taught us all never to give up. So yeah, I'm buzzing to watch it, and it was so nice to see like today's players with like yesterday's manager and just seeing, you know, like full circle. I don't know, there's just something that's just absolutely minting that to me.
Yeah, I can't wait. A lot of people saying I haven't seen it yet. I haven't. I would like to see it this weekend, to be honest with you. This week's been manic, but I would love to see it. I'm looking, like you say, it's just the ultimate. It's just everyone loves Fergie, regardless of who you support. I don't care. Everybody has to respect, obviously, like you say, his achievements throughout his career. And just seeing him healthy, just out in the bed, he looked like he was radiant, he was glowing, you could see he was loving it. Someone said it was Phil Jones' first appearance of the season at the Premier. Very true. He was getting a bit too close to the likes of Bruno and McTominay for my liking. I thought keep him away from our players who were playing in the final. To be fair.
Was he standing in the corner of the room, or
he could slip at any minute? I was thinking move away from these players. But yeah, a nice little positive, something for us to look forward to, obviously off the pitch as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got a final to look forward to midweek. I'm actually John Robbie has asked me to go back on for a watch along, so I'm buzzing for that, but I'm nervous at the same time. I'm doing a live watch along on Don Robbie's channel on Wednesday, so make sure you come and tune in over there. I'll be going to London straight from work, so I hope it'll be worth it because I'm going to be absolutely exhausted. But yeah, how are you feeling about that, Nick? Because obviously we were all sitting there thinking, oh, it could be Arsenal. I think most of us predicted it would be Arsenal. It's not as Villarreal.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a different test for us, isn't it?
Yeah, because you don't really know what to expect as much, and it's not that. Like we've discussed this before, like at the moment I'm really calm about it, but the closer it gets, especially on the day, my brain just goes to mush and I'll lose my mind. So I just think, but then again, it's a good feeling. It's because I'd rather get to the final and have that rather than just be semi-final merchants all the time. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm cautious because, like we say, it's just this thing of making silly mistakes. The set piece issue give me strength, just like avoid at all costs. And I think it's all about mentality, having the drive to do it. I think it's going to make a big difference whether we have Maguire or not in the squad. I know it's probably not looking likely. We did see him walking, but Ale said walking and playing are two completely different things. But what I'm saying is he's a perfect example for me of like, you don't know what you have until it's gone. And that back line is shaky without him. He's like, so that will play a factor in it. And yeah, just avoiding silly mistakes. And I'm hoping, I'm hoping for the best, and I just can't wait. I can't wait to watch it. And hopefully the Solskjaer United with a trophy, that would just be the cherry on top for me.
Yeah, definitely. We said all along, if we get second in the trophy, like for us, Ollie has achieved his objectives, and yet at times the football's been frustrating. But looking back, you'd have to say he deserves a lot of credit, and we've said that all along on here when you've had the Ollie out campaign and people just changing their mind game by game. We've always said, haven't we, like he deserves the time. And if you look back on the season and he gets second in a trophy, for me, he deserves a lot of credit. And like you said, though, we need to keep improving. Though, and next season it needs to be better, doesn't it? We need to be even closer. Now we need to win the title next season.
And I want to enjoy the football.
Optimistic. Yeah. No, look, City. We know City are the best team in the country. We know that. And obviously, I don't think anybody was shocked when they won the league. Obviously, we were chanting when we were top of the league, but none of us fully expected that we were going to win the league. But
it was funny though. It was funny every time that towards the end, every time there was just that little bit of hope. It was like 21 is on. No way. Do you know what I mean? It was funny for a split second.
It was. Massive loss Maguire being out. Any combination of centre backs is concerning. What do you think? Like, what if you're Ollie looking at the final? What centre back pairing are you going with? Two and Xavier, I thought played awesome the other day. To be honest with you, he reads the game really well.
Yeah, but would he play him in a final?
That's it, isn't it?
That's the question.
I trust him more than Boye.
I don't think so. Now Boye is. Do you know what I mean? I love him. He's very, very fiery, but he's a bit of a liability at times. To it, like that in itself is a bit of a risk. But if I'm thinking from the manager's point of view, I think he would go. Oh, if Maguire's not available for Lindelof and Boye, and yeah, that's what I think he would do. But I don't know, like that comment just said, no matter what, it's going to be a bit nerve-wracking to see it, and especially because it hasn't been consistent. Like we've seen all the way through the season, like Maguire played every single minute of every match, didn't he, until he couldn't. Yeah. And then so it's going to be a nail biter either way. I just think we just need to really just keep strong and just hope for the best.
Yeah, Nipple's asking a question. Would you rather have Jules Koundé or Raphael Varane? Obviously, if we are going to bring a centre back in, I'll be honest, Jules Koundé I don't know too much about. I've seen obviously YouTube videos and stuff like that, and I'm not going to act like I'm an expert. Raphael Varane is a player that I wanted at United for a long, long time. He at a stage now where he's getting on it. I don't know. I think for me, Varane. I've always wanted Varane at United. Obviously, we were linked with him. I think when Van Gaal was in charge, and I was getting excited as you do, get sucked in. Didn't end up getting him. There's rumours that he wants to come to an English club, and United have got him on the list. What would you, if Varane came, Nick, would you be happy with that?
I would, but again, I'm trying to reiterate, like I don't want to get carried away at all. No matter who we sign, I still think change is necessary, and I pretty much like just second what you say. But yeah, I think this summer's going to be just interesting in general to see if we bring someone in, and then also if we do, to see the reaction of the fans, to see how that swing. I don't know. I just think it's just going to be really interesting to see. Yeah. So
Natty says Sancho this summer, Haaland next summer. That's better than getting Harry Kane now for 3 to 4 years. It's about saying, yeah, I get that. But Harry Kane, Premier League proven, a lot of people would say he's worth going for. Nick, I think he's going to City. Genuinely, I think Harry Kane's going to City. I think that he's going to be the replacement for Aguero. I don't know if you've seen Aguero. He's going to Barcelona. I think Barcelona are also close to getting Memphis Depay as well. So I fully expect Harry Kane will be their replacement for Aguero. Do you see him going?
What concerns me about that? Yeah, I was going to say what concerns me about that is so many people are saying wherever Kane goes, they're winning the title next season, and then my gut instinct is saying that he's going to City next season, and I'm like, no, again. But yeah, it's Premier League proven. Is it like any team would want him? And yeah, more than likely probably going to go to City. I'm just not expecting anything, because like we was just here like this time, or someone just pulling our hairs out like we're gonna get Sancho, and it never happened. So I'm just staying really just zen.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try.
I wouldn't be upset if you signed Harry Kane. I wouldn't be upset.
No,
I would love Harry Kane at United.
I wouldn't be good yet.
I just can't see it.
But we'll see. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm the same as you. Exactly.
I mean, I posted that clip, didn't I, of that. I don't know what it is. Some people singing that we just got Kane.
Oh yeah, and you said we do it if we do sign him. We better.
That's how I do. That's how much I do not expect him to sign, because I don't want to be redoing that video at all. But I just can't see it happening. I don't know. It feels like he slots perfectly into that City team, and it's terrifying because he takes them to another level, in my opinion. But with Aguero going, they kind of need someone to fill that void. Jesus isn't that guy to fill the void. Harry Kane would be perfect. Maybe that does mean we sign Haaland down the line. I can't see us getting Sancho and Haaland. I can't see Sancho and Haaland both leaving in the same window. But stranger things
And
have happened.
if for some strange reason we do sign Harry Kane, I'm going to be busy the day that you and Meg and Nat and whoever else sing that song. I'm washing my hair that day.
We'll just Photoshop our heads on the actual video. That's enough.
Oh, God.
We are going to do some random questions shortly, but first, Nick, I'm going to ask what your score prediction is for the final. The Wolves game, obviously, that's happening. For me, I think let's talk about the Wolves game a little bit. The Wolves game for me, I think we'll play a young team. I think we'll rotate because obviously we've already got Champions League football secured for next season. Ollie won't want to risk anything. I'm sure going into Wednesday, we want a trophy now, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. I think with the injuries that we have got, he just wants to keep the players strong. And I think, like you said, not only like we've got the Champions League spot second secured, like we can't get any better. So obviously I don't mean to sound like, oh, I'm not bothered, because it's still the last game of the season and I still want to watch it and enjoy it. But there isn't anything to play for, if we're being really honest. Whereas the final means everything. So what am I predicting? Which the Wolves are the final? What score? What am I predicting?
Both. They're both. No, they're both. I'll do it as well.
Oh,
in the chat as well, share yours. What's the Wolves score going to be, and what's the score against Villarreal going to be? The Wolves one is a hard one to call, isn't it? Because it's going to be kids, and it's Nuno's last game as well. So you think they're going to kind of want to go out with a bang as well?
Yeah, I think it could be 2-1 either way, but I never go against us. So I'm going to say Wolves 2-1, us just, but only if we concede first, because this is how it works. And for the final, however much I don't want this to be the case, because I'll have a nervous breakdown, if it's going to be like a bit of dramatic and a bit of lastminute.com, I would say 3-2 United. But like, I don't want that to be the case. I'd rather it just us win 3-0 or 2-0. But if I'm going to predict it, I'm going to say we might flap a little bit, concede, and then we might do like a mad thing and come back and win 3-2. And if we do, and it's like a last minute thing, like how poetic will that be for Ollie to be the manager when that happens?
It would be poetic. It got to the point now as a United fan where you almost celebrate when the other team score first. Because you know that's when we get started.
When we score first, I worry, mate.
It's true. It's true. Like literally, you're waiting for them to score, and then you think, right, now the game starts. Now we
it's all right, yeah. Now we're awake.
Yeah, I know. I've got some random questions. There was one on Twitter that we had earlier though that I'm going to read it first, and it's basically asking the question: how do you eat your chocolate digestive? Do you eat it chocolate up or chocolate down? Nick, how do you eat yours?
Chocolate up. And you know what else with that? Like the caramel chocolate. But the thing is, like someone said, like it's the chocolate the top or the bottom. Like, of course the chocolate's the top. When you open your biscuits, you don't open it. It feels
unnatural to turn it upside down.
Yeah, because if you just want to dry it, why don't you just get a plain digestive? I don't get it.
Get a rich tea. That's when we get digestive. Yeah, it dries. You're gonna chat. How do you eat your chocolate digestive? Yeah, exactly. How do you eat a chocolate digestive? Do you eat it chocolate up or chocolate down? I'm interested in this because I've heard a few people. I think Meg is one of these people actually who has it with the chocolate down. I remember telling us before.
She would.
Yeah, for mini eggs in the microwave and all that. Who does it chocolate down? Honestly, some people do have it chocolate down.
They do.
Chocolate up, sorry. Nick, I think for once we actually agreed on this one. Like obviously your Manx slang that we're both confused.
Oh yeah. We usually disagree.
We're on a level. We're on a level, definitely. So one question that I read, and I haven't actually got an answer to this. Mine's boring, but it said, "What's the best Wi-Fi name you've ever seen?" Have you ever seen a funny Wi-Fi name?
No, because I don't. Because the only one I really use is my own. Like I'm boring. I don't really go anywhere.
Yeah, mine's just like the standard, like BT.
Sky. Yeah, I'm proper. I'm proper. I never think I'm going to change it to something funny. But if anyone in the chat's got one, then send him. Like we'll have a giggle. But genuinely, I'd be lying. I'd just be making one up.
Apparently, someone said on Twitter before there was one. It was called "Get Your Own Wi-Fi" or something like that. Get your own Wi-Fi. That was the name of the one. Yeah, but I've never seen it. I just wondered if you had, because I thought I'm missing out on like your base is a funny Wi-Fi name. Yeah, that's quite good. Meg's just weird as shit. She's unique.
I'm not saying anything. She's limited edition now, Meg.
Do you know any funny jokes, Nick? What's the funniest joke you know by heart?
Funny jokes? Why are you putting this on me? Like, I'm
trying to think. I know loads of crap jokes. Like, what do you call a witch who lives on the beach? Sandwich.
What? Someone
Like crap ones.
sent me this before. Someone sent me this before. It's shock who it's relating to. I'm so sorry. This is so bad, but it literally got sent to me before. Please be careful. I don't know if this is a scam or not. I've just received a phone call saying I've won £250 or 2 tickets for an Elvis Presley tribute show. Then it said, just press 1 for the money, 2 for the show. That is literally all I have. My bad.
This one's
But
cool as
people
well.
know me well.
Yeah, and obviously it's a very appropriate joke because you're a massive Elvis fan as well. Someone said toilet paper over or under.
So by over, you mean like
So when you put
like
it
that?
on your little holder, yeah, over. I think there's only one answer to this, to be honest with you.
Over. It's over, isn't it? See, it's
Can't be
under and
over.
that's backwards, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone says different in the chat, I'll obviously read it out. But for me, you put it over. It's natural.
Yeah. And if I go in and like someone's turning it around, I have to turn it back around. Like it has to be over. Like some people do these mad little. I don't know if you've seen it, but like
my mum does it. My mum's a cleaner, and she does like all the little.
She's that little folding things. Oh my god, nah. Won't last 5 minutes in my house with the kids. No chance. Don't even get changed now. But good on your mum though.
It doesn't last 5 minutes in any house. You have to use it to wipe your bum.
Yeah.
I don't see why you spend all that time when it's going to rip off anyway. Yeah. Curly said, what do you call a fish with no eyes? I like that one. What do you call a fish with loads of eyes? That's another version of that one as well. Dad jokes are the best jokes though. They really are.
No, they are. The jokes that are just like so ridiculous are the ones that just pop a ticket. Oh, have you ever been sitting there at night and you look at a meme and it's so pathetic, but you're just sitting there laughing to yourself? Please tell me it's not just me.
No, I do it all the time. Most of the time it's like a Harry Potter linked one as well, so it's just like stupid, but yeah, tickles me. What used to be considered as trashy, but is now very classy? That's an interesting one. Because trends come around, don't they? Like trends come around.
Yeah, trashy without class there. I'm not really classy. I
don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know. That's a hard one.
I think over time, obviously like trends just change. Like everyone used to always want like a flat bum. Now you want a big bum. I'm just waiting for big bellies to come in. I'm only joking. But now, like, I don't know. I guess like generation before was if you had a person, you'd be like, oh gosh, that's a bit risky. But now, like, just live and let live, innit?
Yeah, I agree. If animals could talk, which would be the rudest? Does that mean rudest is in like sexually, or does that mean rudest is in like ill-mannered? I guess it's however you interpret that question.
I interpret
cats are quite like arrogant, I think.
Cats, oh my god, cats hate me. Cats absolutely hate me. So like, if a cat could talk to me, just be like, "What are you doing?" Like, honest to God, this one that just sits on the fence and just picks on me. The rudest. I'd say hyenas would probably be quite like rude in terms of like going on at you because like that. Owls. Oh, well, they're nocturnal, aren't they?
Yeah, I would say cats. Cats scare me a bit. Cats are quite feisty. Even when they're trying to get comfortable and you're laughing to a dog, that's like cute, but to a cat, they're just like digging the claws in it. It's like like horrible.
I'm a dog person. Like dogs are chilled, like they just sit there and like feed it. Whereas cats are just looking at you the whole time, like they're plotting. And I just feel like if I go sleep, what are you gonna do, hon? I don't know. I don't trust them.
I agree. They do scare me a little bit. I'm definitely a dog person.
You ever like you when you look at you just think, what are you?
I apologise. I apologise to the cat lovers out there.
Yeah, sorry.
I have elves in my backyard at night. Do you find them to be quite rude, Siobhan? Good evening to Doug. Hope you're doing well, Doug.
Hi, Doug.
They see everything. They be raging. True. They don't miss a trick. I guess there is that. There is that, I suppose. Makes me think like, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, cats for me. Cats would be the rudest. If peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would it be called?
brown gooey. I don't know. Like I just think gunk. Like gutch. I don't know. What am I doing? I need to lie down. You know what I mean? It's just like it's like brown and
nutty butter.
I don't know. Nutty butty. No, butty. No. Not but. Oh, I like that one.
Not what's a good one. Yeah, maybe. I don't
Mm.
know. Talking about happy retirement to Roy Hodgson. Yeah, Roy Hodgson obviously retired. It is remarkable though. I mean, he does look like an owl, isn't he, Nick? He does.
Yeah, if you was to turn an owl into a human, that would be him, bless him. But happy retirement all
Yeah,
the same, right?
yeah, definitely. Who do you think will take over at Wolves? Eddie Howe's obviously available, but other than that, I actually don't know. Do you think they'll get someone in from abroad? Like obviously, because Nuno kind of came out of nowhere, didn't he, in terms of Premier League?
Yeah, I think that's a real loss for him. Like first and foremost, like I know you was saying texting. Thank you, Doug. We was texting before saying you thought your dad had been gutted. I don't know because there isn't really anyone out there that for me obvious that would take that role. Do you think
Lampard
that
ain't a
his?
bad show.
Yeah, to be fair, um, yeah, possibly.
Someone Portuguese. Not a bad shout, to be fair. Rafa Benitez. Why isn't Wayne Rooney in the Hall of Fame yet? Bergkamp is there. Yeah, I fully expect him to make it. Surely Rooney's got to make it into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all a bit Americanized for me. Like, does anyone else think it's a bit like, I don't know. Like, I'm happy to see players in it, but I mean, like, it's just like the announcements and stuff. It's like, why don't you just say these are all in the Hall of Fame, buzzing, crack on? I don't know. Just a lot of like hoo ha.
It is a lot of hoo-ha, definitely. George Jesus. Yeah. You know what? Wolves, to be fair, like this season, I mean, me and my dad were talking about it. I said I'd touch on it. Nuno, I think he's a great manager. With Jimenez getting injured, players like Johnny have got injured as well. I don't think they invested very well. I don't know, it just kind of went a bit stale. When Jota went, it felt like they never really properly replaced him. Neto is a very good player, but he's still very young. Jimenez getting injured. They never really recovered from that. Would you agree, Nick? I think that for Nuno, it was
Yeah,
unfortunate with his injuries and it kind of went stale from that.
yeah. Because at one point, like like we used to talk about Wolves and just say like generally like there was a really strong team. And I know like when I used to do fantasy football, I used to always have a few of their players in. But
Yeah.
yeah, like they did say he was leaving for mutual consent. I do think it's a bit of a shame. I think it's one of them where you kind of like don't have that enforcement in. There's only so much a manager can do. I think it's just a shame, and it's more like where do they go from here? But hopefully they can start. They can start next season with less injuries. Is the most
Yeah.
important thing to carry on.
Yeah. I preferred 11 for the final. I mean, it's in goal, firstly. Does De Gea start for you after Henderson's mistakes again?
Oh, it's a difficult one because because looking at some of Hendel's mistakes, however much like I don't want to throw him under the bus, I like his positioning was questionable.
He basically went, go on, put it there.
Yeah, basically like me for seeing the ice cream man. Who would you have, Soph? I don't know. It's a
I would go with De
headache.
Gea, I think. I think I'll go with De
Would
Gea.
you?
It seems brutal on
And also,
Henderson, like you say, but on form, De Gea.
if it is true that Dave is going, it would be like a really nice goodbye if he could be in the final, win it with us, lift the trophy with us, and then go back home as such. With Twenze Baye, we was discussing this before, wasn't it? I'd personally like to see Twenze be in there, but I think Ole will go Baye. I do think that will be what he'll go with Lindelof if he doesn't have Maguire available.
Yeah. I think Baye will start.
Yeah, I would start Cavani. I think it would be a loss not to start Cavani. Greenwood. I would start Greenwood. Obviously, Martial's still injured. Rashford.
McFred. Yeah. McTominay, Fred start.
I think that's what he'll go for. I think that's what he has to work with, isn't it?
It is. I hope though. I mean, there's talk today about Declan Rice. Apparently, we're not going to discuss anything unless Pogba goes or Donny goes. The situation there. For me, he's one of the signings that I want more than any other. To be honest with you, I think that he's the player we really need in that midfield.
Yeah, I do think like when a lot of people are complaining about like with the options that he picks, but like what can he really do? You know what I mean? Like everyone's like play Donny, play Donny, play Donny. As soon as he plays Donny, it's like, well, he's not doing much. You know what I mean? So yeah, that would be. However, like we were saying before, would you sign Ronaldo? I'd rather sign him than Ronaldo because that makes logical sense, and you can like for long term and for actually enforcing as opposed to well, it's Ronaldo back at United. You know what I mean? That would make that would make more sense. But like you say, it's a lot of ifs and buts and maybes because it's dependent on who's going out, who's coming in. We don't really know the lasting impact of what's happened like football with business of that revenue. Are the prices still going to be there? Are the buyers still going to be there, and vice versa?
Yeah. Ian's put Axel to start, but he's also put Matic in there as well. That's an interesting one. Personally, I think it will be McFred because I trust him. Do I want that? No, that wouldn't be my ideal.
Yeah.
Someone said Frogba, which would be Fred and Pogba. I quite like Frogba.
I like that.
That would be one. Yeah, I like that Frogba. I think it'll be McFred because that's obviously who he trusts the most in these big games. That's why he's always trusted. I do worry like going forward, so I feel like lack of creativity. That will obviously mean that Pogba will be out on that left again. Rashford will be out on the right. Tom's asking if I'm worried about Rash's form. He's not in good form, is he, Nick? He's not playing well at the minute, and I'm a big Rashford fan, but you have to be honest and say whether it's a fitness thing, where he's got a niggle and he's not quite recovered from that, he needs a rest. But something's not quite right with him. And obviously out on that right hand side as well, I don't think that suits him, does it?
No. Obviously, we want to see him at his best on the left, but also I think with Rashford, he's been played like to full capacity and beyond, to the point where I think sometimes even if he was seriously injured, if we could, we'd still play him. And it does concern me, like not just for his form now, but I've said this before. It concerns me like long term. Are we gonna see it affect his career and how long he can play for and going ahead long term? Like I really hope not. So yeah, it is a concern. But then again, usually when I say this and I say, "Oh, Rashford's not," with the final touch stuff, it usually comes out and surprises me. So fingers crossed he does that, and then over the summer, he can be fighting fit, ready for August, really.
Yeah, I agree. Sancho as well. Obviously, we linked that, but it's no secret that he's good friends with Rashford. Do you think again, I'm not saying get sucked into any rumours. We keep saying it. Do not get sucked in. We're just talking, obviously, here vaguely. But if Sancho comes in, do you think that will help Rashford's form as well? Because it's obviously got a good rapport off the pitch. Getting someone in who obviously you can relate to. You saw it with Jesse Lingard at times, didn't you? Off the pitch, but also when Lingard was playing really well, Rashford was playing well. Maybe that as well could, I don't know, is it a confidence thing with Rashford at the minute? Like I say, whatever it is, he's just not firing. And I think a break would do him good, to be fair, obviously after the final.
I think it can be like a domino effect. I think it can be like one thing, whether it's a niggle or something, and then there's the criticism, and then it gets in your mind, and then it's confidence. I think it's more like, I don't think it's one thing. I think it's like, domino effect knocked on. And I do think like for him, and obviously all the games have been coming thick and fast for a long time now. I think you can definitely say that we're ready for the break. Well, not me, because I haven't been running anywhere. The players are ready for the break.
That second half, obviously, we labelled the second half FC, but against Fulham, we never come out for that second half, did we? To be honest, I think it does look like we are obviously fatiguing. You worry about injuries as well to certain players. Obviously, we've got the Euros coming up as well. Rashford, I've just mentioned the break after the final, but then as you've got to think about the Euros, you do worry about, especially the young players as well. You don't want burnout for these players. We said it about Bruno Fernandes playing so much. Maguire's another one, and now he's obviously picked up the injury. It's got to be a worry for Ollie, hasn't it? I mean, mentioned it's a squad game, and this is surely where we need to invest. And that's where obviously we need the summer transfer window, and Ollie needs to be back, doesn't he?
Needs to be back. Yeah. We say this every year. I just hope he actually is going to be. And I just think I think sometimes it's just like having the options is like just for a mentality kind of thing. Having the options kind of gives you the upper hand in, you know what I mean, in the first place, as opposed to like we kind of like we're saying now we can kind of already predict what he's going to go with, because that's all he really has to go with, and he gets criticised either way. But when it comes to a final, you don't just want to throw everything up in the air and go, "Oh, I'm going to do a complete change." He's going to stick to what he knows. He's going to stick to that consistency, because if he doesn't, and it just looks like everyone's been thrown together, then he's going to get absolutely criticised for that as well. So yeah, he definitely needs to be back. We need to see how that goes. And then I think in terms of results next season, it still frustrates me, even though we said it before, City, we're gonna win the league 1,000,000%. But when you go back to like the silly draws and the silly losses and stuff like that, I think that's also where we need to like we need to stop doing that as much. Do you know what I mean? And we have to be like stronger mentally and keep that consistency and have that harmony and balance. And don't just have it like however much Bruno came in and he revitalized everyone. Don't just have it like it's been so apparent so many times that when Bruno's having a bad game, it's kind of like everyone has a bad game. We don't need to have that. It needs to be, like you say, it needs to be a squad game. It needs to be like a knock-on effect of everyone picking themselves up, and when someone is having a bad game, it's not affecting the whole performance as a whole.
Yeah, when one player's not firing. You want someone else to come and kind of take over, don't you? From that point, you want someone else to step up to the plate. Love the Villa. Thank you for that. Says, how's so still stuck on 14.8? Let's get to 15k. Please hit the sub button if you are brand new, guys. Hit the like as well if you're enjoying the content. Hit a like for Nicole, as always, a fantastic guest on hair dry treatment. Nick, we did the little poll on the name change to Ladies in Red. Very positive in terms of Ladies in Red as well. So soon, I think we may have changes on the channel. Exciting times, definitely. But in terms of the channel, guys, like I say, it's nothing about you in the chat. Always appreciate you. We see the regulars all the time asking the questions. Really appreciate the support all the time. It's amazing, isn't it, Nick? Like, we have a good chat to be fair. I've got to be honest, and I shouldn't be biased towards my own chat, but always very welcoming. And some of the questions that we get are just pure banter as well. Like, I love the positivity in the chat. And just on a Friday, that's what we need, isn't it?
Yeah, I think sometimes, like, because since we started doing this nearly a year ago now, I think we kind of like, you kind of take it for granted, all these people are talking to us, but that in itself, it's just like, you've built that rapport, you know what I mean? Without the interaction, we're just, me and you are just sitting here chatting bubbles to each other like we do off camera, do you know what I mean? First of all, we got that reaction, and second of all, don't blow smoke up you all, but you're actually quite funny, do you know what I mean? The questions that we get, we always have a laugh. Throughout lockdown, even when we couldn't go anywhere, we're still sitting here bouncing off each other. And yeah, we couldn't do it without the input. And like you said about changing the name, like just to build the audience up where you can have someone's opinion and that actually values the channel. We appreciate it so much. And I'm just glad to be a part of it. And like I said, I know hair dry treatment is your baby. And Ladies in Red hair dry treatment, I'll be here every step of the way for my mate. So yeah, so thanks everyone for tuning in, like nearly like our 1 year anniversary of Ladies in Red, and let's get Soph up to 15k.
Yeah, guys, if you could get us to 15k, I'd appreciate it. Like Nick said, a year next week, we are going to do a special Ladies in Red show next week to celebrate the fact that it's been a year. We need to get planning. Actually, we're going to do something different. I'm looking forward to doing that. But it's been a mad year, obviously with lockdown and stuff as well. I'll be honest, with my channel, I was kind of thinking, I don't know what direction I want to go in. We tried Ladies in Red, and from that point, really, it's just gone from strength to strength. And I couldn't do it without you girls. You're amazing. Even in our WhatsApp chat as well, obviously, the stuff that you guys don't see on camera, but we've always got each other's backs, and absolute pleasure to be a part of it. And long may it continue. Nick, you mentioned idols earlier. I noticed you had a picture of my idol on your Twitter and your Instagram this week. Scholesy.
Yeah.
What was it like meeting him?
Yeah. He is like literally everything you can imagine him. Or like, you know, like they sometimes say don't meet your idols because they can thank you, because it can kind of ruin it for you. He's just the most down to earth, humble guy. He's so naturally funny, so polite, and just basically like it's so obvious. Of course, it's like that. His skulls and if anything, like meeting him has taught me even more. Like everyone's just normal, might have different careers, they might have different paths and stuff like that. But it's just taught me to be kind and to everyone, because we're all the same. We all do the same things, honestly. So yeah, he was absolutely mint, and I'm so, I don't know, I feel so lucky to be able to just be in the same room and just feel like hiya, and it's like, oh, I see you later, Nicole, and I'm like, ha. But yeah, kept my chill.
Oh, mate, I'd have been proper fangirling. Taking selfies. I've obviously got a picture before with him. I basically interrupted him on the phone. He was down the phone and I went running over. I was like, Skulls, going to get a picture? And he's like, yeah, of course. And he was still on the phone. So on the picture, like, everyone thought he was being really rude. And I said, no, actually, it was me who was being rude, because I ran over to him and I felt bad for doing that. But yeah, it's a great picture.
But it's your idol, though, isn't it? Honestly, like, the word legend gets bandied about, but he is, in every sense of the word, on the pitch, off the pitch, is a legend, and just so humble and so nice. And I'll treasure that picture.
Quality picture. Honestly, I was jealous when I saw it, but buzzing for you at the same time, of course. And obviously, I know there was a little cheeky mention of Ladies in Red in there as well. I know there's a cheeky mention of Ladies in Red. Yeah, jealous. Love that. But yeah, we've got lots of stuff planned, obviously, for Ladies in Red. Like I say, onwards and upwards. We've nearly done a year now, and the progress has been fantastic. And we couldn't do it without you guys in the chat. So thank you for your support, Nick, and obviously all the other girls as well. But Nick, thank you so much for coming on. If you just let people know where they can find you and where they can find obviously your write-ups as well.
Yeah, so Miss Nicole Deans is Twitter. I'm still United Stands on Instagram, and pin tweet is my latest write-up will always be on pin tweet as and when. So thanks to everyone that reads it, because if you didn't read it, I'd have nothing to write. And yeah, hopefully everyone have a nice week, and hopefully we'll go all the way. We'll get this trophy, and then we can come back for our anniversary and celebrate together.
Definitely. next Friday, bring your drinks. We're going to have a bit of a celebration. We're going to have a laugh. It's going to be a good one. Like I say, everybody will be available for that as well. Thank you so much to Doug. Make sure you go and subscribe to Doug's channel as well. Doug, I know he's doing really well on his. Yeah, I think Doug did send me his progress on his channel the other day, and I'm pretty sure he's close to being monetized as well now. So head over to him as well. Really good progress, and obviously a keen supporter of the channel. And we always say it, but he's all right for a Scouser, really. He's all right for a Liverpool fan.
Yeah,
so make sure you go and share your support over there. Zoe, thank you for the support as always. Yeah, everyone take care in the chat. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. Go and make sure you follow Nicole and check out all of her write-ups as well. And obviously give me a follow on Twitter and on Instagram as well, because I never promote that at all. It's so free, just with a kiss on the end of it on Instagram. Let's get me to 10k on there so I can start posting links so it's easier for you guys to find the videos as well. But yeah, happy weekend to everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy the game on Sunday. I won't be watching it because I've got a cup final myself. But of course, I'll be keeping tabs on the score and whatnot as well. And we'll be back with more content around the final next week. And obviously, our Ladies in Red special as well. So a lot's coming up. Stay positive, keep smiling, and we'll see you soon.